ChatGPT's search index, and the rise of small site visibility. What search engine journal found about ChatGPT search citations? A small e-commerce site can show up in a ChatGPT search answer, right beside a publisher with millions of monthly visits. Odd? Sure, but look at what the system needs. A page that answers the shopper's specific question with clear, usable evidence. Search Engine Journal published Matt Southern's analysis. ChatGPT's search index serves small sites too, data shows. And it examined the domains cited in ChatGPT search results. Smaller publishers appeared alongside specialist sites. They also appeared beside familiar high-authority domains for broader context on how search systems discover and evaluate pages. See Google Search Central's SEO Starter Guide. The practical takeaway is simple. Store owners should inspect individual URLs rather than judge them by domain size alone. A focused page often answers a buying question more effectively than a larger site's generic category copy. ChatGPT Search may cite a small site when one page supplies the right evidence. The analysis describes citation patterns. It doesn't prove that every small domain receives equal exposure. And a citation doesn't guarantee traffic or sales. A store might become a source for one answer, while receiving little conventional organic traffic for the same. Subject. A search index is the collection of pages a system can find and process before it selects material. For an answer. Being indexed gives a URL a chance to be considered. Citation selection happens later, when the system chooses the source that best supports the shopper's request. Google explains related crawling and indexing concepts in its Crawling and Indexing Overview. A small cookware store may have a detailed page explaining why its tri-ply stainless steel saucepan works on induction. The page covers the bonded metal layers and the flat base, along with the manufacturer's compatibility statement. When a shopper asks whether that saucepan works on an induction cooktop, the specialist store may be the clearest source, even if a major kitchen retailer carries more weight in broader category searches. That gives the finding a practical edge. Store owners should review pages tied to precise buying questions instead of relying on brand-level visibility reports. Start with products that have meaningful constraints, such as induction compatibility or a narrow size range, and make the supporting evidence easy to find. In our audits, narrow buyer questions expose gaps that broad reporting hides. A store may see little visibility for its brand name, while one technical page earns attention for a highly specific use case. That URL deserves its own review, including the wording shoppers use, the facts placed near the item, and whether the page makes a clear claim. A large backlink profile can support broad discovery. A focused page can win a single answer through direct product knowledge. Those are different routes into ChatGPT Search, and the second is available to stores willing to document what their products actually do. Why small domains can surface beside major publishers. The clearest reason is subject fit. A specialist page can answer a detailed shopping prompt more closely than a general category page from a major retailer. Its copy covers the condition behind the purchase. Page usefulness gives small stores a fair shot at narrow shopping prompts. Consider trail-bound footwear. It is a niche shop. Its page compares the fit of a waterproof hiking boot for wide feet. The page explains the toe box shape and fit experience for a specific model, while the generic hiking boot category page offers weaker evidence and is less likely to answer a shopper asking whether that boot suits wide feet in wet conditions. Specificity creates signals. Broad merchandising copy rarely provides them. Useful details include the exact material and measured dimensions for the compatible use case, along with the stated care limits. Warranty terms or a documented testing method can also help a retrieval system connect the page to the shopper's wording. A compact store can compete at the URL level. One well-supported product explanation gives the system a clean passage to quote or summarize. That matters especially when the name stays consistent and the use environment and limitation remain clear throughout the page. The opportunity has a boundary. ChatGPT Search might select Trailbound Footwear's wide-fit boot page for a detailed prompt. Then ignore the store for a broad request, such as best running shoes. Broad recommendations require wider category coverage and a reason to trust the store across several types of merchandise. Audit visibility by URL and shopper intent. Record which page answers a question, whether the cited text supports the claim, and whether the page leads naturally to the matching variant or collection. A single brand mention tells you very little about how the rest of the catalog performs. In our reviews, internal links often separate useful specialist content from an isolated explanation. Connecting an educational guide about boot fit to the correct waterproof model helps move customers from evidence toward confidence. A purchase. Teams usually handle these connections manually, which means important commercial pages are easy to miss. Map demand beyond the phrases already used in your catalog. High-intent discovery questions often sit outside a brand's category language because shoppers describe a problem before they know the item name. A page built around one real constraint can reach that demand more directly than another generic category introduction. The useful response to the analysis is a page-level audit. Find the URLs with genuine specialist knowledge. Then, strengthen the evidence attached to the buyer questions they can answer. What gets retrieved when a shopper asks a detailed question? A detailed shopper prompt gives a retrieval system several clues to match. Your page needs to place the relevant fact in plain text near the item. Keep terminology consistent, too, across the heading and body copy, as well as the machine-readable fields. Answer first pages make product evidence easier to retrieve. Take a 13-inch laptop sleeve. State the opening in inches. Name the laptop sizes tested. Explain whether a protective case still fits. Fits most laptops gives a shopper little to work with. Interior opening 12.75 by 8.75 inches supports a direct comparison with the device sitting on the desk. Shoppers can compare product specifications when those measurements are stated plainly. Put the conclusion near the top. A statement such as "this sleeve fits a 13-inch laptop without a hard case" gives the system a usable answer. Then the paragraphs below can explain the measured opening and the fit limitation. The same structure works for apparel. A linen shirt page should state the fabric weight and expected shrinkage in clear language. Along with opacity and wash instructions, premium quality creates a mood. A fabric weight in ounces and a measured shrinkage range give shoppers something they can compare before choosing. A size. Entity clarity keeps the page grounded by identifying the type of item and the intended buyer, then describing the use environment and the limitation that could change the purchase. For a laptop sleeve, that might be a snug fit around a protective shell or an opening that excludes a larger charging. Facts deserve a source inside the store's working process. Publish a measured sleeve opening, a documented temperature rating, or a fit note recorded from actual samples. Product teams can stand behind those details when customer service and merchandising use the same specification across fulfillment. In our experience, answer first writing shortens the path from discovery to conversion. When a shopper sees the fit condition up top, they can check the variant and review return terms before continuing to checkout, without first decoding broad marketing. Consistency matters across the page. If the heading calls an item a 13-inch sleeve, while the product fields describe a tablet case, shoppers and retrieval systems receive conflicting signals. Choose one accurate product label. Use it throughout the copy. State the measurement that settles the fit question. This work rewards evidence over polish. A beautifully written page still leaves a retrieval gap when its claims lack documented dimensions or conditions. Give each important product question a direct answer, then show the fact that supports it. Why thin e-commerce pages disappear from selection. Thinness comes from missing buying evidence. Word count alone doesn't determine whether ChatGPT can use a page. A 900-word listing can still be weak. The issue is simple. Every sentence repeats broad sales language about quality and style. Yet it never gives a shopper anything concrete to compare. ChatGPT Search draws on web results and content gathered through OpenAI's search process. That changes the value of e-commerce copy. A store needs pages that connect a shopper's request with a specific product, and then support the match with details a buyer can verify. OpenAI's crawler documentation explains how site operators can review access for OpenAI's search crawlers. The same failure patterns appear across small stores. Manufacturer copy gets pasted across every listing. Category descriptions could describe almost any brand. Unsupported superlatives claim the softest or the most durable. Important specifications sit inside product photography. Where text extraction can't reliably use them, the page looks finished to a busy merchant. The useful information remains hard to retrieve. A tidy template can still be an information desert. Vague language creates selection risk. A backpack described as durable gives ChatGPT little to work with when a shopper needs a pack for airline travel or a heavy laptop. The listing needs facts such as recycled nylon weight, recommended load, reinforced seam locations, warranty coverage. Plus, repair terms. Those details distinguish the item from other bags with the same claim. OpenAI's crawler guidance makes access part of the equation. Store operators should review whether OAI SearchBot can access the relevant URLs, while keeping commercial pages usable for shoppers arriving through organic results. A technically reachable page still creates little value when its strongest evidence appears only after a shopper opens an accordion or selects a variant. Near duplicate URLs create another problem. If a blue backpack URL and a black backpack URL carry the same description, each version competes for attention without adding distinct buying information. Consolidate those URLs where the platform allows it and use consistent canonicals, while explaining genuine variant differences when they affect fit or capacity. A candle shop with 12-cent pages can apply this quickly. Replace repeated lines about long-lasting fragrance with details for each scent, including throw strength, suitable room size, burn time, wax composition, plus allergy warnings. A cedar candle might suit a small office with a gentle throw, while a citrus blend may suit a larger room with a different burn profile. In the audits we run, the fastest gains often come from editing the first screen of copy before expanding the catalog. Merge duplicate URLs, add missing specifications, rewrite the opening around the buying decision, and request recrawling through the store's normal technical workflow. A lean team gets a clear place to start. What the ChatGPT Search Index changes for store operators. Store teams need to maintain retrievable product knowledge. The work spans detail pages and support content. It also covers buying guides and policies. ChatGPT Search makes that connection more visible. Shoppers can ask for a recommendation in ordinary language instead of relying on a narrow category phrase. For a store operator, the practical change is clear. It's a move from phrase tracking toward buyer task coverage. Running tights describes a category, but the shopper may actually need to compare compression level and pocket placement during a long run. That distinction changes the editorial calendar. In our experience, support tickets reveal stronger content subjects than a blank keyword spreadsheet. Customers describe the decision in plain language. A question such as, "Will these tights stay comfortable after 2 hours?" points toward fabric stretch, waistband construction. To learn more, visit heysprite.com today.